Well, good morning dear students. Today we will be discussing the last portion of temperature. As you people know that we have already discussed temperature, there were few things which was already done in the class. First one was latitude, then it was altitude, then it was nearness to the sea and terrain. A latitude, we know. What is a latitude? Latitudes are all those horizontal lines that run parallel through each other on the entire Earth's surface. Alright, your latitude means your 0 degree equator, 23.5 degree north, 23.5 degree south, your Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. Then 66.5 degree north and 66.5 degrees south, that becomes your what? It becomes your Arctic Circle and Antarctic Circle. When we call about altitude, altitude is always known as what? The vertical height. This is a word which comes numerous times and you people already know about this. Next one is nearness to the sea. The meaning of nearness to the sea means that if a land portion, if it is near to the sea, their temperature will remain always equal. For them there is no rainy season, for them there is no winter season, for them there is no summer season. Why? Because due to the presence of oceans, it balances the temperature. If it is a summer season, it is going to reduce the temperature, and if it is a winter season, it is going to increase the temperature. So their temperature remains always the same. But what happens when we come away from the ocean? When we come away from the ocean, what happens? Their extremes of temperature we experience. Take for an example of this particular place, that is our city, Gorakhpur. Near or far, there is no such big water body present. I am talking about sea or an ocean. Okay, so in summer season, we experience extreme amount of temperature, high temperature, and during winter season, we are very much, we can say that it is very cold weather. Okay, why? This is because we are staying far away from the sea. That's the thing. Then we call terrain. I have asked you to underline the word terrain and write down a plain area. Simple, like that way only. Now there is one term known as ocean currents. Now what is an ocean currents? There are two things. Okay, if you look to a board, there are two things. One, this is the surface of ocean, 0 meter, and here sea waves is always occurring, and our ocean current is happening beneath the surface of ocean water. So this one is your above the sea level, and this ocean current is below the sea level. Okay, sea waves, it is visible to us. Ocean currents, it is not visible to us. Okay, ocean current is nothing but a circulation of water in a spiral way. Okay, ocean current is what? Ocean current is nothing but a circulation of water in a spiral way. Okay, just understand like this way. And with this ocean currents, what happens? Take for an example. Take for an example, if I am drawing Earth over here. This is our 0 degree. Okay, drawing over here 23.5 degree north. Drawing over here 23.5 degrees south. Then drawing over here 66.5 degree north. Then drawing over here 66.5 degrees south. Okay, what happens? When sun rays falls directly over the equator, a small area is getting heated. Okay, and the concentration of sun rays is also very high. So what will happen? The temperature over here will remain always high. Doesn't matter whether it is a landmass or a water body. Okay, now next thing, as you move further down or further northward and further southward, what happens? Your sun rays is a little bit slant and it covers more area. If it is covering more area, so here the temperature will be low. Not low in the sense of cold, low in the sense of equator. Here temperature will remain very high, and here also temperature will remain warm. Okay, here also temperature will remain warm because here also sun is shining most of the time. Okay, but as we are moving further northward and further southward, here what happens, the area of entire surface over this place gets a very slant sun rays. Due to this, what happens? Due to this, the land portion is never heated. Okay, and here temperature remains always cold. Temperature is very low. It remains always cold. Okay, because sun rays is way too slant. Okay, now what happens here? 90-degree north, which is your north pole, and this side your 90 degrees south, which is your south pole. Here sun rays is absent. Why? Because sun rays passes above through it and it is not even touching the north pole and south pole. This is the reason why north pole and south pole, here the temperature is not cold, here the temperature is freezing. So that is why it doesn't matter it is a water body or it is a land mass, it is always frozen in nature, and it remains frozen throughout the year. Understood? This is the reason why such difference in temperature is occurring due to the spherical shape of the earth. Okay, and due to differential heating of due to differential heating of atmosphere by sun. Okay, that's the thing. Now, just now I told you, if a temperature is high, means the land mass or the water body, whatever is present in this belt, their temperature will be also high. So if ocean temperature is high, so will be the temperature of ocean currents present over here. Okay, this side the temperature is cold. So the ocean currents which is present over here, that ocean current will also remain cold. Now, ocean currents or water body, they are having absorbing capacity. It is having the capacity of absorbing temperature. And we know temperature is of two types. Temperature is hot in nature, temperature is cold in nature. Okay, so in these areas where temperature is very high, what will happen? Ocean currents will be warm in nature. Okay, and the wind or the air which will be present above this ocean currents, it will be warm in nature, it will absorb that warm temperature, and wherever it will blow, it will bring high temperature to that particular area. But when the ocean current is present into a colder region, their ocean current will absorb the cold temperature, and wherever it will go, it will bring less temperature to that particular area. And when with the help of wind, what will happen? Wind is also having a tendency of absorbing temperature. Water is also having a tendency of absorbing temperature. When both the things absorbs the temperature, it is having a way of transferring this temperature from one point to the other point. So what will happen? This will happen that the temperature where it is being distributed around the globe, it will be distributed all through the landscape and through the land masses through two things. One is your ocean current, I am writing OC for ocean current, and I am talking about wind. Clear? That's the thing. Now, when we talk about soil, there are certain places where soil texture, types of soil, different types of soils are found. Do you know why? There are different types of soils are found. Why? Because it also depends upon temperature. Take for an example, whenever we are visiting a very hot area, means take for an example a desert area. Okay, their water is almost absent, that we already know. That is why the temperature is always very high. Okay, since water is not present over there, what is happening? The soil also have lack of water presence over there. So, their soil will be also in like a powdery material. Okay, absence of water. So that type of area it is known as what? Sandy soil. Okay, a desert type of soil. If we are going to the mountainous area, you know mountainous area is always covered with snow. So what will happen? The soil which is present over there, the soil will be cool in temperature and it will be darker in color because due to the absence of heat. Okay, and as we come towards this particular area where we are living, here in Gorakhpur, here soil, okay, that will be a little bit warmer in temperature and it will be a little bit sticky in nature. Why sticky in nature? Because due to the presence of ample amount of rainfall, it always rains. During summer season also it rains, during winter season it also rains, and this month of September, raining and raining and raining. Alright, so what is happening due to this? Due to this, soil is having lots and lots amount of water present in it. Okay, so temperature also determines the type of soil. Now we are coming towards winds. In the previous diagram which I drew on the board, there itself I have told you that wind and temperature both are same thing. The work of water and work of wind is the same. Water also absorbs temperature, wind also absorbs temperature. Water also carries and transport temperature from one point to the other point. Same work is done by wind also. It also carries moisture with it. It also carries temperature with it, and it transfers the temperature from one point to the other point. And the main point that we need to know is that temperature is of two types. Temperature is warm and temperature is cold. Okay, you need to understand this. That's all. Now when we come towards a season, there are basically four seasons. One is summer season, one is winter season, next one is autumn season, and next one is spring season. There are four seasons. Okay, these seasons are basically dependent upon the revolution of Earth. Alright, what is revolution? When Earth spins around the sun, that's known as revolution. And there is one four specific position of Earth around the sun that determines four different seasons. Okay, when we will be reading furthermore, you will be able to understand. Then it is written time of the day. This one is very important. Now what is the time of the day? See students, there are four times in an entire year where sun and earth shifts its position. Alright, there is one time when days are longer and nights are shorter. This is the time period of summer season. During summer season, days are always long, nights are always short. Okay, now there is one specific day in summer season which is having the longest day of summer season and shortest night of summer season. Okay, and that is known as summer solstice. Okay, and now during winter season what happens? Nights are longer and days are shorter. Okay, so there is one specific date during winter season where night is longest and days is the shortest. That is known as your winter solstice, and here we experience winter season. These are the two things. Now let me tell you, there is one more important thing that you should know, that there is 2 days in an entire year. It happens twice a year where the length of day and length of night are equal. Means in a day there are 24 hours. Okay, so 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night. That is known as equinox. Okay, that is known as what? That is known as equinox. In this particular position, what is happening? The days and nights are equal in length. So this is all about what? Time of the day. Now when we call about vegetation, what is the vegetation? Students always get confused with agricultural crops and vegetables, fruits and vegetables, agricultural crops and vegetation. Let me tell you, fruits, vegetables, agricultural crops, they all are different thing, and vegetation is entirely a different thing. Vegetation, we can take an example of cactus, which is present in a desert area. So cactus, is it a vegetable? No. Cactus, is it a fruit? No. Is it an agricultural crop? No. It is a vegetation, because it represents a warmer area, the desert area. Okay, now let's go to the mountain area. There you will find a very tall trees with conical shape. Okay, and they are known as coniferous trees, and they bear one fruit known as conifers, which we cannot eat. It is eaten by the rodents, the squirrels and all. Alright, so this coniferous tree, it is not edible? No. Is it a fruit? No. Is it a vegetable? No. Is it an agricultural crop? No. It is a vegetation. How? Because coniferous trees always represent a colder region. Okay? So that is the difference between agriculture, crops, fruits, vegetables, as well as in vegetation. Clear? Now, last line it is given over here that temperature is measured with the help of thermometer. It is a very common thing whenever we suffer from fever and whenever we go for a visit to a doctor, he or she always measures her temperature. With what they measure? Thermometer only. Clear? That is the main important thing that you people should know. Okay? Now, there is a second term known as atmospheric pressure. Now, what is atmospheric pressure? Atmospheric pressure is combination of two things. One is atmospheric comes from the atmosphere, means the layers of atmosphere which we have studied in the second chapter, atmosphere. And the pressure means a force. When it is applied to something, we feel that force. That feeling of force is only known as pressure. Okay. So what is an atmospheric pressure? It is given. Atmospheric pressure is the pressure exerted by the weight of atmosphere on the Earth's surface. Means everything is having a weight. An atmosphere is having a weight. Why? Because it is a mixture of gases, and every gas is having its own weight. You people might have studied about oxygen, nitrogen. What is the molecular formula of oxygen? What is the atomic formula of oxygen? What is the molecular structure of oxygen? Okay, what is the mass of oxygen? You people might have studied in chemistry. So since atmosphere's composition is only your nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide and rest of the other rare gases, each and everything is having weight. So if these gases are present in our atmosphere, then atmosphere is having a weight. Okay, and it is applied on the surface of Earth. Why? It is essential for the presence of atmospheric pressure. It is essential. Why? Because Earth's atmosphere is responsible for maintaining the shape of Earth. Okay, we know that shape of Earth is round. It is sphere. Yes, it is sphere. So is the shape of atmosphere. As per the shape of Earth, atmosphere shape is also spherical. Okay, so when Earth rotates, this atmosphere also rotates with itself. Okay, so these are the layers of atmosphere which is having weight. Okay, and it provides such a great amount of pressure on Earth's surface that Earth is able to maintain its shape. The question arises, how this is possible that by applying a pressure, a shape can be maintained. Take for an example, a person who prepare a mud pot. We call kumhar in Hindi. Okay, what they do, they put a mud and water in the cart wheel. Okay, and with the help of a stick, they rotate it. Okay, and once that wheel is started rotating, what happens? They apply a pressure with their thumb and with the both hands in order to prepare one beautiful shape of a mud pot. Okay, so you know that pressure is applied from both the sides, from outside also, from inside also. I am talking about in terms of a pot maker who prepare a pot with the help of mud and water. Okay, what they do, they apply force and pressure from the above hand and they give support from the down hand. Okay, and that's how a pot is created, and that's how a pot is able to maintain its shape. That is the main and important thing. Okay, so same thing happens with Earth also. Atmospheric pressure helps in maintaining the shape of Earth, and atmospheric pressure helps in our existence. Because of the presence of atmospheric pressure, we are able to sustain our life. Because of the presence of atmospheric pressure, we can survive. Okay, and we know that troposphere layer, which is the first layer of atmosphere, there all type of weather phenomena and climatic activities occur. Cloud formation, cyclone, tornado, rainfall, evaporation, condensation, precipitation, every type of weather phenomena occurs in troposphere layer only. So that is why atmosphere is very important for life sustenance of every living creature that is present. Clear? Now, what is given over here? Atmospheric pressure is a pressure exerted by the weight of atmosphere on the Earth's surface. Pressure exerted means pressure given. Whenever we apply a pressure on Earth means we are giving a pressure. Okay? Now, it is given over here. The pressure varies from place to place and also from time to time. It is given over here. The pressure varies. The meaning of varies over here will be changes. Okay, the meaning of varies will be what? The meaning of varies will be changes. Okay, now it is given over here that atmospheric pressure changes from place to place, okay, and also from time to time. How can we prove that it happens? Before starting with this particular topic, you should know that atmospheric pressure, atmosphere's density and the temperature, they are a content of weather and climate only. They are a part of weather and climate. So if temperature is decreasing somewhere, so atmospheric pressure will be decreasing. Okay, if something is decreasing as a part of atmosphere, you can say that it is affecting the atmosphere too. Clear? When something changes, when temperature change, atmospheric pressure will also change. When density of air mass is changed, atmospheric pressure will also change. Okay, because both are interconnected to each other, both are interlinked to each other. That is why it is said it varies from place to place. I hope you people remember that statement which we have studied in atmosphere chapter. Temperature decreases with increase in height. Okay, later on when we will be studying this atmospheric pressure, we will come across certain terms that atmospheric pressure decreases with increase in height. If atmospheric pressure is decreasing with increase in height, then that sentence which we have studied in atmosphere chapter, what was written over there? With increase in height, temperature also decreases. Means what? What is happening? If one thing is increasing, another thing is decreasing. Means we know that temperature is a part of atmospheric pressure. We know that density of air is a part of atmospheric pressure. If one thing is changing, ultimately the atmosphere is going to change. Okay, now when we talk about pressure varies from place to place. Place to place means what? During summer time, here in Gorakhpur, when the temperature is very high, 35 degrees Celsius, 40 degrees Celsius, at that particular time, the temperature of a mountain area will always remain low. Okay, so this proves that temperature varies from place to place, or atmospheric pressure varies from place to place. When we talk about time to time, during daytime, temperature and atmospheric pressure remains always high as comparison to the night time. During night time, as soon as the sun sets, temperature goes on decreasing. It decreases, so as the atmospheric pressure, it also decreases. If temperature is decreasing, atmospheric pressure is also decreasing. If temperature is increasing, atmospheric pressure is also increasing. It depends upon the height. If something is increasing, one thing is going to decrease. That is the nature. Okay, so this is all about atmospheric pressure, which is given in page number 33. And first of all, before moving anywhere forward, you have to underline the first line statement of atmospheric pressure. What is given? That atmospheric pressure is the pressure exerted by a weight of atmosphere on Earth's surface. This becomes the important definition of atmospheric pressure. So kindly underline this statement and write down important and learn it. Okay, now in page number 34, if you will look, there are 6 points given with one paragraph, okay, about the atmospheric pressure. This topic we will be discussing later on. Okay, so I hope whatever part is discussed of temperature and atmospheric pressure, you people have understood it. Okay, so meet you in the next class channel. Thank you so much.